Learn English with simple stories. After listening, I will explain new words and give you questions to check your understanding. So, let's begin. Listen carefully. The eternal flower. In a magical kingdom, people had developed a special art of growing flowers. These flowers were not only beautiful, but they also had magical powers. For example, there was the golden flower that brought good health. The love bud helped keep love strong between people. The peace blossom could calm the hearts of the troubled. But all these powers came from one flower, the eternal flower. The eternal flower was planted in the heart of the kingdom. It was a symbol of immortality and eternal beauty. The flower could give life to all other flowers in the kingdom. It also brought life to the land and to the people. For centuries, this flower had kept the kingdom full of life. Hannah was a young girl with a deep passion for flowers. She lived in a small village near the kingdom. Since she was a little girl, Hannah had learned the art of caring for flowers. Her grandmother had taught her how to grow beautiful flowers from seeds. Each day, Hannah spent hours in her garden, nurturing each flower with love. She had never seen the eternal flower, but she had always dreamed of it. Hannah had heard stories about its power and beauty, and she longed to understand it. One day, Hannah's dream was shattered by bad news. Someone ran to the village and shouted, "The eternal flower is fading." Hannah's heart skipped a beat. Without thinking, she rushed to the center of the kingdom. When she arrived at the royal garden, she gasped. The eternal flower that everyone had believed was immortal was losing its shine. The bright petals were fading and the leaves had begun to wilt. It no longer glowed with the same light. Not only Hannah, but the people of the kingdom also rushed to see the eternal flower. They were absolutely worried. Without the eternal flower, the crops would not grow. The air seemed still, and the once lush gardens began to lose their color. The people felt hopeless, unsure of what to do. Without it, the kingdom's future seemed uncertain. Hannah ran back to her village, her mind racing with thoughts. "I have to help," Hannah whispered to herself. "I cannot let this flower die, it's the heart of our kingdom." Hannah made a decision. She would find a way to save the eternal flower, no matter the cost. From her grandma's story, she knew that there was someone who could help. There was an old man, a wise gardener, who lived in the forest. He was said to know the secrets of the flowers. He could speak to them and understand their needs. The next morning, Hannah set out on her journey to find the old man. She walked through the forest, the trees towering above her. The sun was shining, but her heart was heavy. She thought about the eternal flower, its fading light, and the people in the kingdom who were depending on it. I must find a way, Hannah said to herself. I must discover the secret to saving the eternal flower. Hannah's heart was heavy as she walked through the thick forest. The trees stood tall around her, their leaves whispering in the wind. She had traveled for days, hoping to find the old teacher who knew the secrets of the eternal flower. Her footsteps were soft on the forest floor, but her mind was filled with questions. What was happening to the eternal flower? Why was it fading? Could the man really help save it? After walking through the forest, Hannah reached a small clearing. In the middle of the clearing stood an ancient tree, larger than any tree she had ever seen. Beneath its branches sat an old man, his long white beard flowing down to his chest. He looked up and smiled warmly when Hannah approached. You have come, the old man said in a gentle voice. I have been waiting for you. Hannah bowed respectfully. I am Hannah, she said. I have come to ask for your help. The eternal flower is fading and the kingdom is in danger. Please, teach me how to save it. The old man looked at her kindly, his eyes full of wisdom. I know, he nodded slowly and gestured for Hannah to come closer. You are brave to seek help, child, he said. But saving the eternal flower is no easy task. Hannah listened carefully, her heart full of hope. The old man continued, I have lived for many centuries and I know the secrets of the flowers. But the key to saving the eternal flower lies not in magic or potions, but in the heart of the person who cares for it. He paused for a moment, looking at Hannah with deep thought. You must pass 3 tests, he said. Hannah's eyes widened with determination. What are the tests? She asked eagerly. The old man led Hannah to his garden deep in the forest. Before you can understand the eternity of flowers, he said, you must prove your ability. Plant a flower with your own hands, one that you truly love. Hannah nodded without hesitation. She knew that to grow a flower successfully, she had to understand it deeply. She carefully chose a small seed of a purple flower, one she had grown in her garden before. With skilled hands, Hannah gently placed the seed into the soil. She watered it carefully, making sure the soil was just right. Each day, Hannah came to check on her flower. She gave it water, protecting it from the harsh winds. She cared for it as if it were a treasure, understanding that it needed both time and affection. Hannah was not concerned with how long it would take. She knew that good things required patience and care. After several days, the first small green shoots appeared. The purple flower began to grow slowly, its petals beginning to form. Hannah smiled as she saw it bloom, knowing she had done her part with love and care. She stepped back and admired her work, feeling proud of her efforts. The old man approached her, his eyes full of warmth. Well done, Hannah, he said, smiling. You have passed the first test. Just when Hannah thought she had completed the first challenge, disaster struck. A strong wind suddenly blew through the forest and dark clouds covered the sky. Welcome to your second test, the old man said as he walked away. Before she could react, a heavy rainstorm poured down, flooding everything in sight. The rain was so strong, it felt like the heavens were pouring down their tears. Hannah looked at the purple flower she had just planted. The rain was hitting it hard, and the petals were bending under the weight of the water. The flower, which had just begun to bloom, was in danger of being washed away. Without wasting time, Hannah grabbed an old coat she had brought with her. She tore the coat into large pieces and spread it over the flower to shield it from the heavy rain. She then used some nearby branches and leaves to create a small shelter. The wind howled, but Hannah did not give up. She stayed by the flower, carefully keeping it protected, even as the rain continued to pour. Hannah's clothes were soaked and her hair was plastered to her face. Her hands were tired, but she did not stop. She knew this was the moment that would test her patience and care. The flower needed her now more than ever, and she could not let it suffer. With every passing minute, she whispered words of encouragement to the flower. Hang on, she said softly, we will get through this together. After what seemed like hours, the rain finally stopped. The clouds parted and the sun began to shine again, casting a soft golden light over the forest. Hannah slowly removed the raincoat and checked the flower. To her relief, the flower was still alive, though it had bent slightly from the storm. The shelter had protected it from the worst of the rain. The old man appeared from the shadows of the forest, having watched Hannah's efforts. He walked over to her, his face full of admiration. You have done well, Hannah, he said, his voice gentle but firm. You did not let the storm break your determination, nor the flower. Suddenly, the old man looked at her with a serious but kind expression. He nodded slowly, signaling that the time had come for the final test. Now, Hannah, you must answer this question about the flower. Of all the flowers you have planted, which one never dies? Hannah closed her eyes, recalling all the moments she had spent in the garden, caring for each plant with love and patience. And then, the answer came to her. Hannah opened her eyes and looked at the man. I have never seen a flower that never dies, she said. Even the eternal flower fades over time, but I believe I know the secret to keeping flowers blooming all the time. The key is to plant them with love and perseverance. The garden will always full of flowers if they are cared for with true love and dedication. It is love that keeps them alive, just like how we nurture the important things in life. The old man's eyes twinkled with pride as he smiled. You have understood the true nature of the eternal flower, he said softly. And you have learned the values they represent: love, sacrifice, and persistence. He paused for a moment, his gaze thoughtful. There is one secret I must share with you, Hannah, he continued. The eternal flower, even though it is magical, will eventually fade after 100 years. Hannah's heart skipped a beat at the thought of such a powerful flower fading. The reason your kingdom has always been able to keep the flowers alive, the man explained, is because every time the eternal flower begins to fade, someone like you comes to me. It is fascinating, the man said with a smile. It is never the kings or queens who seek me out, but always those who love flowers. Hannah felt a deep sense of gratitude. She realized that the future of the kingdom rested not on power or riches, but on the love and care of the people who cherished life in its purest form. With a gentle gesture, the man handed Hannah a small, delicate seed. This is the seed of the eternal flower, the man said. Take it and care for it with all the love, sacrifice, and persistence you have. Hannah took the seed in her hand, feeling its warmth and power. She knew that this flower, like the kingdom, needed love to survive. With a deep breath, she promised the teacher, I will protect it with my heart, just as I have learned. The man smiled, nodding his approval. Go now, Hannah, plant the seed and let it bloom, you are ready. Hannah walked back to the palace, her heart full of hope and determination. The king happily gave her the title of Guardian of the Flowers. He led Hannah to the garden of the palace and she started taking care of the new seed. As the days passed, the seed sprouted and the new eternal flower began to bloom. The flower grew tall and strong, its light shining brighter with each passing day. It brought new life to the land and the flowers began to grow again. The kingdom, which had once been in danger of losing everything, was now full of hope and love. Once more. Let me explain some new words from these stories. Kingdom. Kingdom. Magical. Magical. Develop. Develop. Art. Art. Flower. Flower. Beautiful. Beautiful. Magical power. Magical power. Calm. Calm. Immortality. Immortality. Eternal. Eternal. Beauty. Beauty. Life. Life. Fade. Fade. Heart. Heart. Decision. Decision. Perseverance. Perseverance. Secret. Secret. Gratitude. Gratitude. Ancient. Ancient. Wisdom. Wisdom. Storm. Storm. Shelter. Shelter. Hope. Hope. Guardian. Guardian. Rush. Rush. Heartbroken. Heartbroken. Shout. Shout. Gasp. Gasp. Gentle. Gentle. Lastly, let's answer the following questions. Question 1. What was the special art in the kingdom? Answer. The people of the kingdom developed a magical art of growing flowers that had magical powers. Question 2. What was the eternal flower? Answer. The eternal flower was a symbol of immortality and eternal beauty. Question 3. What was Hannah's passion and how did she learn about growing flowers? Answer. Hannah had a deep passion for flowers and she learned to grow them from her grandmother. Question 4. What news did Hannah hear that caused her to act? Answer. Hannah heard that the eternal flower was fading, which threatened the kingdom's future. Question 5. Where did Hannah go to seek help and who did she meet? Answer. Hannah went to the forest to find an old man, a wise gardener who knew the secrets of the flowers. Question 6. What were the 3 tests that the old man gave Hannah? Answer. The 3 tests were to plant a flower with love, to protect it during a storm, and to answer a question about the flower that never dies. Question 7. What was Hannah's answer to the final question and what was the lesson she learned? Answer. Hannah answered that no flower was eternal. The lesson she learned was that love, sacrifice, and persistence were key to keeping the eternal flower alive. Today's story is very meaningful, right? Do you like listening to short stories? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Now, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Leave a comment on what you would like to learn next. See you next time. Goodbye.